All right, here we are. I got the TAS telemetry interface in front of me, all ready to go. And the first out of the pits is Josh Tomo on the softs, while KB leaves right behind him on the mediums, both for their first attempt. Let's okay. So here we are with the championship leader, Rick, the man in the Williams, who seems to be on a very good path to the championship this season. He's been pretty much unbeatable this season with 114 points compared to the second best, who has 83. So that's 31 points lead. Then we have Oliveira here in the McLaren with a pretty good season. He's currently 5th in the championship. We got Josh Tomo, who's had a... We know he can do better. He's currently sitting P9 with 25 points. Velocity in 10th with 24. Gleaming in 7th with 37 points. Then we have Gallum in the Tauri, Cyber Joe, Duracell, Verify, and we got a new addition, Dave Extreme, a fellow Portuguese driver who participated in our World Cup representing Portugal. Very interesting to see what he's going to be able to do. Apparently he's a pretty fast driver, so excited to see how that will go. Then we got Jami, the Division 2 championship leader, stepping in for his Red Bull teammates. We got Jacobo in 12, who will hope to have a good race here, preparing his lap. I will turn on the full track map. I will turn on tires. I will turn on telemetry, and let's follow Jacobo on his timed lap. Down to second. Hits the apex beautifully. Just a bit of curve on the outside. Let's see how he does Cadillon and Eau Rouge. He does it very nicely. Seems to be full throttle there. DRS open, and now it's a long straight on the Camel Straight. Long run down to turn 3, 4, whatever it is. Very wide. Don't touch the curbs, because they will make you spin. Big overload. Was okay. Keeps it clean. Very difficult braking zone here. We got the first time on the board, KP on the mediums with a 144.7. And we have Josh now with a 142.8. We got currently Oliveira with purple sector 2 on his lap, but we will stay here. And Rick does a 142.0, 8/10ths clear from the rest of the field, as Cyber Joe slots into second with a 42.7. I will do gap to leader actually. Seems to make more sense, while Jacobo slots into P7. He lost quite a bit of time in sector 2 with a 44.7 compared to Rick with a 43.5 and Cyber Joe with a 44.0. So he can definitely do better in that sector 2. Let's follow someone else now. Maybe someone on their lap. Also nice to see David back in the Aston Martin. He was previously team principal of Aston Martin, so it's nice to see him back on the grid, helping out his teammate Ando. Let's see what he can do out on the mediums, maybe just to do a few practice laps, make sure that he gets into the groove, and then go on to the softs at the end. We see that the Mercedes of XY Gamer has broken his front wing. Same with David, I think, or Gleaming perhaps. We'll follow David on his lap, actually. It will be interesting to see what he can do. Regarding weather, it's a sunny and dry qualifying for the race. It's going to be cloudy and overcast, with air temperatures at 21 degrees, 20 degrees and 19 degrees. Rain is not expected here in Spa-Francorchamps. And we have now Cyber Joe with a purple sector 2. So we'll follow his lap. Nope, apologies. We'll continue following David's lap. Let's see what he can do. He's got a 30.8 compared to KB, for example, who's done a 30.3. So 5/10 down on P13. We got a slow Red Bull who might have gone off, perhaps? Not quite sure what happened there, but seems fine. So we got Williams, Mercedes, Williams, Alfa Romeo and Aston Martin with the two McLarens in 7 and 8. McLaren with two Portuguese drivers at the helm for this race. Let's try to follow someone on their lap. XXY Gamer on his lap now. Let's see what he can do. Ooh, and he gets Radio and Eau Rouge all sorts of wrong. That is definitely not going to help him. Jacobo followed by Verify out of the pits. Let's see if there's some sort of slipstream here. Does not seem like it. But Verify has proven himself to be a very good driver. Whether it's in other leagues that I've seen him race in the Haas, or whether it's in Div 2, he's really shown to be a consistent driver who can stay clear of penalties, can stay clear of troubles such as damage and so on. And let's try following velocity here. Best sector 1 is a 30.1. Let's see what velocity does here. Camel Straight, top speed of 327 kph, gains 1/10. He does a 30.1, which is just 600ths off of the best sector 1. Let's see how he handles this very difficult turn. Callum has joined me in the comments box. Please, viewers, welcome Callum here. He's just done his first commentary the other day. He's willing to join me here in the comments box for this round 7 of the Belgium Grand Prix in FP Season 4. Hello, Callum.
Hello, Mr. Phil.
Hello, thank you very much. You have TAS? You have access to TAS?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, alright. We're just following Velocity here on his lap. He's just done a very good first sector. His second sector was a 44.5, which is 1 second off Rick's second sector. But Rick is not the benchmark. Rick is an otherworldly driver. Let's see how Velocity handles this last corner. Seemed okay. And across the line, and it's a 43.1, which is enough for 7th. What are you expecting from this race? Or this qualifying, let's say?
Obviously, Rick or someone like that on pole, just like every race this season.
Yeah. I mean, it seems difficult that anyone can gain 7 tenths on their own time, as Jamie jumps into second, 6 tenths off. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what Dave Extreme can do in the McLaren. I think it's going to be his first true race in the league, as Gleaming does purple sector 1. So let's jump onto him. Oh, but he really gets the last turn wrong.
Ooh.
He must have gotten something in the last sector wrong.
I'm also interested in seeing what David can do today. It's been a while since we've seen him in a car.
Indeed, indeed. He was out on the mediums earlier, just to maybe he didn't get too much practice in, as he was a last-minute signing by Ando. Now he's gone onto the softs. Will be very interesting to see. Very, very interesting. As Evan, the second Williams, jumps into second, just 3 tenths off Rick's time, and Josh equally also 3 tenths off.
The Williams are looking strong around here. Certainly.
It's a very, very good pairing. Sandstorm has done a great job at signing the best drivers. After Kieran left, signing Evan, I would not say that's a downgrade. So
no.
Let's see who can maybe split them, as we follow Josh here on his lap. He's done a 30.1 first sector, which is on par with Evan. Let's see what he does for his second sector. That's clean through there. He's 2 tenths up on his own time. Let's see where he can put this Alfa Romeo. It's a 43.6, while Rick did a 43.5. Let's see. Let's see. His ERS is also depleted. 312 kph here on the back straight. A right-hander, left-hander.
That was perfect.
DRS open, a bit of wheel spin, but it's second. It's 2 tenths off Rick. I think Josh will be very happy with that lap.
Definitely. He needs to be in a high position since he doesn't even have a teammate today.
True. We were expecting Mama Zelda to show up in the Alfa Romeo, but something must have gone wrong. Yeah, but then again, let's try jumping on to someone else. We will. Oh, Mama Zelda in the Haas. Okay, this is a slight issue because Mama Zelda is actually an Alfa Romeo driver, but since he joined late, I don't think he was able to choose his car. So we will have to watch out for that.
He did have a very nice middle sector though.
Who?
Mama Zelda.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see him on mine.
He's 16th.
Yeah. Mine jumps from 14th to 15th, my task. But let's see how he handles this last one. With a very nice helmet, it seems very similar to Mix, and he goes fourth. What an outstanding lap by Mama Zelda there. Very, very nice.
That should definitely be Q2 there. Oh wait, never mind, it's short.
It's short, so this will be the grid. Yeah, we were talking earlier about Josh's lap for second place. Who knows? With a let's say decent start, slipstream onto the Camel Straight. We saw it in real life, I think, and here comes Vettel, right?
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe Josh can get a decent start, find the slipstream, and overtake Rick. But let's see what Rick is doing on his lap. We see personal bests from Gallon and David. David gaining 4/10 on his own time. And the Aston Martin here goes a bit wide, but it's okay. I think David might be driving on a wheel. Josh retired in the pits. Fair enough. Yeah, I was saying David used to drive on controller back in his driving days, but now he's got his hands on a wheel, and I think he might be driving on a wheel, which will also be interesting to see.
Rick backs off on his lap. Must have thought it's not good enough for him.
Interesting. Maybe he just doesn't need to. Maybe he'll save a set of softs.
He could do.
As David improves, but is still 7/10 off or 6/10 off KB in the Haas. As Mama Zelda retires, ooh, David manages to keep it together with a slight lift off the throttle. Who is gonna improve? We see Gleaming now with purple sector 1. We will jump onto his as he invalidates the lap. Very, very unfortunate. We see the Red Bull in 5th. We see Jamie with a personal best. 30.2 sector 1. We will follow him. He's gaining 300 on his own time as he passes a slow car. And I think qualifying is over. The checkered flag is being waved. Let's see who can improve at the end of quali. As Jamie is 3/10 up on his own time, this will be enough for 3rd, maybe 2nd, depending on his setup here in the last sector, which is pretty much just straight line speed and handling the chicane at the end, the bus stop as they call it.
Yeah.
Let's see how he does it. A bit of curb on the right, a bit of curb on the left, straight, early on the power, a bit of wheel spin there, right?
3rd fastest.
It's good enough for 3rd, as Cyber Joe is disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. Not quite sure what happened there. Someone's getting frustrated with the game, certainly. As we see Rick doing a purple sector 2. But let's not look at Rick. Let's see it at Evan as he tries to snatch maybe 2nd or 3rd from the Alfa Romeo or the Red Bull. Let's see how he handles. We see a Ferrari parked in sector 2 as Evan goes and does a boom 42.0. The Williams and Rick goes into the second 41. This is a very, very strong showing by the Williams in qualifying. I'm very surprised to see Jacobo so down. He's currently 15th, 1.4 seconds off the lead.
He has just invalidated his lap as well, so he will be starting this low down.
I wonder if he's doing something on the side, perhaps? Not sure.
He could have just got really unlucky with the track limits multiple times.
Will be interesting to see. Alright, so we got the 2 Williams locking out the front row. We got Josh Tomo in 3rd, Jamie 4th, Mama Zelda 5th. Mama Zelda 5th. Then we have Verify in 6th. Very, very strong showing from him. We got Oliveira followed by Gallon, 7th and 8th. We have the Mercedes of Y Gamer in 9th. and Gleaming in 10th, followed by Duracell, Velocity, KB, Dave Extreme, welcome to the league, Jacobo, David, and then the disqualified Cyberjoe in 18th, with Lix, who joined quali late in 17th.
Also, we haven't mentioned KB. He's returning to the Haas seat after half season off. He did score regular podiums with the team, so I think Seaver's made a good signing there.
KB was actually one of the best drivers last season. He made a huge improvement, so yeah, will be interesting to see. Yeah, let's see what happens on the Camel Straight. Who gets a slipstream? Who sends it down the inside into the right-hander at the end of it? Will be interesting to see. Interesting to see. You drove in Division 3 on Thursday, right?
I didn't.
You didn't? Oh, okay. All right. I think... Oh, I did. Yes, I did. But then a driver in front of me spun out and I crashed into him.
Oh,
but,
no.
Yeah, unfortunate. But where do you think are the biggest overtaking spots on this track?
If the driver behind gets a good exit, then definitely into turn 1. You can go really late on the brakes there and stay on the track still. And the right-hander after the Camel Straight are the two best, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's always the drawback of overtaking into turn 1. Then you're at a bit of a disadvantage onto the Camel Straight. I wonder if we'll see some of the DRS games here, because
we could.
I'm not quite sure where the DRS detection point is for the Camel Straight. As we switch on to camera view for the formation lap.
The detection point is literally as the curb starts on Eau Rouge. That's where the detection point is. So I don't think we'll see any games there, because after turn 1 it's all flat out until the end of sector 1. So
yeah, and if you brake right before Eau Rouge, you'll probably lose way too much time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking. If you scroll down on tasks, you can also see at the weather report. I already told our viewers that it's going to be cloudy until the end of the race, overcast, so no expectation of rain. So we can expect a completely dry race. Regarding
it's
safety cars,
to see what everyone will do. If there's a safety car early on, late on, what will they do?
Let's look at tires, actually, which will also be interesting. Not that interesting, as everyone starts on the softs, except for the two last cars on the grid. The Lix, which I think is a Haas driver, and Cyberjoe, the disqualified qualifier. Could be interesting. This was my strategy going into Division 3, assuming a safety car on the first or second lap, and then the medium runners stay out. But what are you expecting regarding safety cars, for example?
Well, pretty much all the grid here. They're all clean, so there shouldn't be too many safety cars, but you never know, someone could lose the back end and just go slamming into a wall. These cars are unpredictable, especially in the middle sector with high-speed corners.
As the pit stop strategy is shown to us, a one-stop from softs to hards, or a two-stopper from softs to mediums. I think soft to medium should also be doable. But yeah, also with safety cars, this is it's not really a narrow track where if someone spins out or crashes out, they end up in the middle of the track. So we could see some virtual safety cars, but I wouldn't expect too many full track safety cars, as the drivers turn at the bus stop and line up on the grid.
It's going to be interesting to see the Williams strategy here. Will they let each other through, or will they battle it out?
Certainly. I will turn off the UI so we can see a full clear picture of the grid as we await for the lights. Let's have a good one, Callum. Thank you for being here in the comments box with me. As 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it is away we go at the Belgium Grand Prix in Spa-Francorchamps. Very solid start from the front 3. They keep their positions.
Verify has gained a few positions. He's up to 3rd. Well, battling for
and
3rd.
we see someone with a... I think that was gleaming in the Aston Martin with a lot of oversteer. And that is... There is a big crash at the back. Dave, Velocity, Duracell, all out. As we see Jacobo getting a 5-second penalty. And we said, no full track safety car. Lap 1. There is one. This seemed very, very reminiscent of a real-life crash that happened in F1 in, like, I don't know, the 90s, where there was a huge kerfuffle at the start. Did you take a good look at that? Did you see anything?
I didn't see anything. I only saw a McLaren go flying at the back, and that's all I saw.
Because we have tasks saying that player 4, so we have the McLaren breaking his front wing first, then Velocity breaks his front wing, then Duracell breaks his front wing, and then Cyber Joe breaks his front wing. It went from 0 to 100 damage, everything instant damage.
Gallen actually got disqualified, so I'm not quite sure what happened with him.
Did he get off the grid?
Oh.
I wonder if he was... I wonder if he just got... Gallen has retired, yeah. Not sure what happened there. But, okay. Let's look at damage. So, alright, Cyber Joe is the only runner with damage, so we can expect him to pit. Everyone else does not have damage. We have... Alright, we have tire wear Rick with 20%. I'm not quite sure if that's correct. But then let's see who pits and who doesn't.
And we see Jacobo, he's got 10 seconds of penalties. That's going to be horrible for where he finishes.
Certainly, he's probably going to get 5 seconds taken off now. As we see...
Almost everyone pitting apart from the front 6 or 7.
Which puts Licks up into 6th. As Mama Zelda switches on to the hard tires, Gleamy onto the mediums, Oliver onto the mediums, and Jacobo has gone on to the classic Jacobo strategy. I'm gonna take these hards until the end. Let's see what he can do. I would not expect another safety car. I know I was wrong at when I said it earlier, but I would not expect another one.
We shall see.
We shall see indeed. Yeah, will be interesting to see how the stewards evaluate or judge that incident at the start. We don't have any more views on that, so we will ignore that for now.
It's really unfortunate for Dave Extreme, his debut race, and he's out before turn 1.
Very, very unfortunate indeed. Yeah, it's really a shame, honestly. Yeah, I noticed now, Verify, as you mentioned during the start, he made quite a few positions. Did he just go down the inside or something, or how did he make those positions?
He got a really good launch, and then he went late on the brakes into turn 1. He got past Josh, Tomo and Jammy, and he was battling for Evan, but then obviously the safety car came out.
Damn. Very, very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah, I don't think the medium runners can make it until the end with these mediums. Right? I don't think so.
Maybe if there's a safety car, they can conserve the tyres, but I don't see them making it if it's full race speed.
Yeah. And I also think the safety car is going to come in this lap, because everyone's caught up.
It should do, definitely.
Let's see what he does here. It does not seem to be coming in. I guess we'll have another lap of safety car. And now I wonder if one of the top 5 will come into the pits. Let's see.
I don't think they will, because you lose a lot of time. Even if there's a safety car, if it's the second lap into it, you're going to lose so much time.
True, and you're also at the back of the grid. And is anyone pitting?
Nope, they've all stayed out.
Nope. Alright, I'll
Oh, actually,
tires on.
Jacobo's pitting.
Jacobo's pitting, probably to get rid of those extra 5 seconds that he had. As we take a look at the positions gained, we see Lix getting 11 positions, mostly because he was at the back, everyone in front of him pitted, boom, up into P6. Verify getting 3 positions, and then the bottom drivers in 12 and 13, David and Cyberjoe getting positions because of the DNFs.
Jacobo has actually switched to the soft tyres, so he's changing his strategy.
Wow. I mean, he probably knows he needs to get through the field.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will be interesting to see. Is there anything else interesting regarding overtakes, maybe? No.
We should see a lot of battles here because the grid, it's really close together in terms of skill, so...
Certainly. Let's see what the Mama Zelda... Let's see how Mama Zelda will do on the hards, or if he's gonna be a bit of a blockage on the track. Let's see how far the soft runners can pull away. Regarding fuel, the one with the most fuel is Mama Zelda with 3 laps of extra fuel, and the one with the less fuel is Cyberjoe with 1 lap of fuel extra. Just a fun little info here for
a nice task fact.
Indeed. Alright.
So the safety car is in this lap. Let's see if the Williams drivers, they're planning this together, speaking to each other, telling each other when to go.
Actually, yesterday in Division 2, there was an incident where the 2 Carlin drivers were 1 and 2 at a safety car restart.
Oh yes.
But the one in second slowed down. Let's see how Evan handles this. They both seem to be warming up their tires, which makes sense. Let's see. It's a right-hander, a left-hander, and Rick will slow down, and he goes now. Verify right behind Evan. All clean. Everyone keeping their positions. Everyone in a straight queue as we go up a Rouge and onto the Camel Straight.
We might actually get a "here comes Sebastian Vettel" moment here.
And here comes Verify onto the Williams. No, he stays behind. We see Lix getting 2 positions off the start with the mediums, overtaking Josh, Tomo, and Jami. Mama Zelda has gone down to 9th place with those hards, as Gleaning and Oliveira overtake him. Jacobo up to 13th after having overtaken Cyberjoe. And everyone seems to be following the cars, everyone trying to avoid another safety car, just trying to get into the rhythm of the race. Let's see.
Jacobo's looking to get past David here. A P12.
As we ride on board with him, the Polish driver, one of the OGs in Formula Virtual, against another OG of Formula Virtual, David, as they are behind KB and XY Gamer, with Cyberjoe right behind them. Jacobo knows how tricky going on the inside of drivers can be, as he goes on the inside, and he must be having flashes right now, but David gives him enough room as KB takes the inside line. Jacobo tries to take the inside line as XY Gamer goes into the pits, and Jacobo gains 3 positions at the bus stop. Very, very nice.
He must have been really scared to go for that move in Season 2 at the exact same spot. There was a big crash between him and Kieran.
Certainly, but this will surely give him confidence, as XY Gamer says, I've had enough, and retires in the pit. But this will certainly give him some confidence for the rest of the race, as Josh Tomo onto the camel straight, 3/10 behind Jami. And there's a yellow flag in... Oh, XY Gamer's car seems to have come back onto the track. Unfortunate. But well, not much we can do there.
Not his fault.
We will ignore that and hope that drivers will keep an eye out for that. As we ride with... Let's see, we'll ride with Josh. We'll ride with Oliveira as he tries to make a move on Gleaming. The 2 medium runners, but Gleaming says, I will close you the door and you will have to try again. This could be a very good battle here. Gleaming and Oliveira, 2 drivers I rate very similarly. They have the pace.
And also both of them were very strong in the F2 cars as well.
As Oliveira goes down the inside at the bus stop, Gleaming says it's okay.
Thinking about the DRS probably.
That's the thing, DRS is not enabled yet. It is now, after this lap. As Jami's 4/10 behind Licks.
Oh, Gleaming almost loses it. He saves it magnificently.
Ooh. I saw him there off track, trying not to have a Lando Norris moment in the wet, as Jami's 3/10 off. Verify, keeping with the Williamses very nicely. We can take a look at his ERS, and he actually has more ERS than the front 2, which is very encouraging for him. We'll delete onboard telemetry.
A battle I think we'll see soon is Jacobo and Mama Zelda, because Jacobo's on the softs and he's catching him very quickly.
Certainly. We'll ride with him on his chase.
Yeah, he's within a second now, so he's in the DRS range. If he keeps like this, up the Camel State.
But he also has Cyber Joe behind him, just 4/10. Could be a double overtake on Mama Zelda by the 2 with DRS.
It's a battle of the tyre compounds.
Indeed. I actually wonder when the top 3 are gonna have to stop with those 6-lap-old softs. I'm guessing around lap 9, and then switch onto the mediums for 13 laps. Seems doable.
You can check the tyre wear.
As we see Jacobo and Mama Zelda going up Radion or Rouge onto the Camel Straight. The overtake is done before DRS. Cyber Joe can't follow them through. And Jacobo is up into P9, trying to join the battle of Oliveira and Gleaming, as we see Rick and Jami getting 3-second time penalties. Oliveira getting a bit of oversteer, has to correct it.
Now Evan is within 3/10 of Rick. I wonder what happened with Rick there. He must have had a big moment.
He could have cut the corner and just have gotten a bad exit. Could be. Licks also showing very good pace on those 6-lap-old mediums.
Gonna be an interesting battle between the top 5 or 6 here.
As we look at tire wear, our interface says Rick has 64 and 56% on his tires. Evan with way less, with 50 and 40. And the Alfa Romeo of Lix, effectively the Haas, has 20% on his tires. Also something
Rick's
interesting.
pitting.
Rick is pitting. Yeah, he must have been struggling with those softs. And Evan gains the lead. He could not have pitted this time because he was gonna stack. He probably knew that.
Now Verify is going to be battling for the lead.
And they're both, and Jami's also 2/10 behind Lix, as we see a no, sorry. Let's see, as Verify gets DRS 15 kilometers or 20 kilometers faster than Evan, goes down the outside. Evan says, no, I will defend, defends very nicely.
Oh,
but goes onto the grass and he is out.
Wow.
And gleaming, let's hope everyone can avoid Evan.
And that is a safety car, full track safety car.
And that is terrible for Rick. That is terrible for Rick, as he has just pitted. Even more terrible for his teammate Evan, who made a very good defense there, but could have maybe ridden the curb too much, or a snap of oversteer that made him correct it onto the grass. And then I think he bumped into that protective barrier that kind of comes out a bit, right?
He must have. I just saw his car go onto the grass. I went onto his onboard and his wheels off.
So how does this shape up things? The soft runners are definitely gonna pit. Are the medium runners gonna pit onto the softs though?
There's no chance
what would you
that
do?
softs are gonna make. I would not go onto the softs. If I was on the softs, I'd go onto the mediums. I'd think they'd easily make it. If I was on the mediums, I'd either stay out for a bit longer, hope for another safety car, and then go onto the softs.
As we see every single person pitting. Mama Zelda, is Mama Zelda gonna pit? Every single person pits. KB does not pit, so he might gain the lead on his 6-lap-old mediums, because he knows he would double stack behind his teammate, and KB gains the lead.
The engineers have had a big job to do here. Let's hope they haven't messed it up for their drivers.
And David also... Oh no, David is way behind, not in the calculations. Alright, I need to have an organic break. I will be in 30 seconds.
Okay. As for penalties, we only have 4 people with 3 seconds of penalties. That's Rick, Jamie, Josh Tomo and David. 3 of the top runners from earlier have 3-second penalties. Let's see how that shakes up the grid at the end.
And I am back. As
Hello.
I see everyone on lap 9 behind the safety car. Everyone's caught up. I wonder if he's gonna come in this lap. Probably too early, right?
Yeah, probably too early.
Just as in his first outing. So
We see
what
everyone
happened?
on the mediums, apart from Lix in 3rd, Cyber Joe in 9th, and David in 12th at the back of the pack.
That sounds very promising for Licks then, doesn't it?
It does. He might have had a great strategy call from the engineers. Let's see if it works out.
Another lap now behind the safety car. His tires are gonna have to last 12. We saw Rick's at 60% or 55% after 8 laps with 2 safety car periods. He will struggle towards the end. Verify. Definitely. And Rick here in 4th doesn't seem too bad now either for him, doesn't it?
No, but we see KB, he hasn't pitted from his 7-lap old mediums. I wonder what he's trying to do.
Seems to me like he will fall down the order in 5 laps. We see Jamie there with clean mediums. Jacobo with his strategy now onto the mediums with 0 fresh mediums. We also see Cyber Joe, who took a very optimistic approach on fuel now, being rewarded with another safety car. As Cyber Joe has plus 1.7 of fuel. By far the one that took the most risky fuel approach, as everyone else has above 2 extra laps.
That's a lot of fuel.
Yeah, they're gonna be very, very heavy, and he's also on the softs. Wouldn't be surprised if he makes a big gain there. But I think my eyes are gonna be on Rick and Licks. Licks is gonna have very good pace at the start, but how long will he be able to keep that? As Rick and Jamie behind him have 3 seconds. Let's take a look at penalties. And we got Josh, Rick, Jamie, and David with 3 seconds each. Positions gained, we currently have KB in first with 12. Licks from the back of the grid, I think. No, from second to last. 14 positions gained. Then Saboteur with 9 positions gained. But now as we see the prompt saying safety car in this lap. I think this will be a very interesting second half. We're not even halfway through this race.
Going to be very interesting. Obviously, Lix's tyres are going to drop off really quickly. So let's see what he does with the strategy. Is he just going to send it, or is he going to be a little bit patient with his tyres, wanting to take them to the end?
He will definitely have the pace, that's for sure. Now the thing is, as KB goes, has a pretty good restart, Verify behind him, Rick, all within a second. We see Gleaming, who really got caught out already, 1.2 seconds behind Jamie. As we go up Radio or Rouge.
Ooh. A great exit for Verify. It's going to be a drag race.
And this is going to be Ferrari, Haas, Alfa Romeo, Williams. Licks has the inside line into the right-hander. A bit of bumping between the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo, but Verify gains the lead. KB goes from first to fourth. David overtakes Mama Zelda at the back. And those old mediums are not helping KB.
Absolutely not.
We see Cyber Joe and Oliveira here very, very close at the back.
And Verify's actually leading in his debut race for Ferrari. He wasn't actually aware that he was racing until around 3 hours ago.
Maybe neither was he. As we see the Red Bull of Jamie trying to make a move on Rick. But realizes it's better to stay back. That was a very nice safety car restart for Verify. Terrible for KB, who seems to have dropped even further down.
Nix might make a move into the bus stop chicane.
As we see Gleaming trying to make a move on KB. Will he send it down the inside? No, KB defends the inside line. KB goes on the outside.
Lix and Verify battling for position. Lix gets past Verify around the outside.
At the bus stop chicane.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice move. Verify maybe. Oh, on the softs, right? And now, this is what Lix wanted. Try to get in front. I think there's still one lap left before DRS is enabled. So now he's going to try to get that 1 second lead. Rick making a move on Verify on the outside. Doesn't quite have the speed to overtake. But he sends it down the inside. They're side by side as Rick and Verify will switch to broadcast cam here. Very clean racing, very nice to see.
Oh! Beautiful to watch.
Who's gonna... And Rick gains P2 after a beautiful battle with Verify.
And now Jammy's right here.
And this has allowed Lix to... Whoa! To pull out a 2 second lap... 2 second gap between the rest, as we see Jacobo overtaking KB, who's now down to 10th with his old mediums. And Jamie has been quietly watching this battle, but he has the most ERS now. Will be interesting to see how he uses it, how he deploys it, when he deploys it, as Verify tries to gain the position back on Rick outside at the bus stop chicane. Rick gives him space, but Verify does not have the traction on that inside line.
Now Jammy's looking to make a move on Verify. Around the outside, at turn 1. He looks for the switchback, but just taps his rear wheel so he can't make the move.
But no damage, it seems, as...
No, and we do have DRS now.
And Verify has DRS on Rick, and Jamie has on Verify, and Gleaming 2 and everyone else behind them. As Verify easily breezes past Rick, and that is nicely done. Jamie stays in 4th. Cyber Joe and Oliveira and Josh and Gleaming behind, having their own battle. Everyone within a second. Jacobo 2 seconds behind P8, but this is a very nice stretch of the race where people are really getting into the flow, having the battles. Let's see. As Jamie now on Rick, using his ERS, but this is not a corner to overtake, especially not overtake Rick, who actually, this is as we see an KB is in the gravel with those old mediums.
Those tires are really horrible for him.
Yeah, he's really gone from bad to worse there. As we see Josh now on Gleaming.
Jammy on Rick as well.
Trying to size up a move at the bus stop chicane. Use a bit of ERS to just get alongside. On the outside, late braking, and gets the move done. As Cyber Joe tries to bump his way through. And he seems to get the job done with DRS, and Gleaming does not. Very nice battles currently on track.
Yeah, this is amazing to watch. And Jammy's gonna... He's really close behind Rick, and Rick is really close behind Verify. Will they both get past Verify here?
I wouldn't be surprised. Verify has 16% of ERS. He can't really use... They both get through, but now Jamie has Rick's slipstream, but decides not to make a move and stays behind him. And now Rick has pretty much a whole lap to get a good gap that puts him safe from DRS, as Oliveira very close to Gleaming, who's behind Josh, who's behind Cyber Joe. As Jacobo tries to make ground, but on the same tires, this is a very competitive grid. On the same strategy, you're not gonna gain 2 seconds that easily. As we see,
there's not much that has changed for penalties either.
Yeah,
just one more,
true.
which is Gleaming. There's 3 seconds.
And everyone on 3 seconds. True, true. I will quickly show tires. Licks now on 4 lap old softs, and Cyber Joe also on 4 laps. We will continue riding on board with Oliveira. As we see fastest lap, last lap by Licks was a 42.2, and Rick did a 45 point, Licks did a 45.2 and Rick did a 45.5. So currently getting 3/10.
And now Jammy's making a move, just flies past Rick on that straight. The DRS is so powerful here.
True. But Verify seems to have, as Gleaming makes a move on Josh and overtakes him at the end of the Camel Straight. But that's the thing, if you can stay within the DRS through Sector 2, you get a super powerful slipstream in Sector 3.
Yeah,
and
you do.
You can keep being pulled by either of these, DRS and slipstream. But Jamie seems to have made a very good ground, who currently enjoys a 15% ERS advantage over Rick. Let's see how he uses it.
Verify seems to be dropping off because Cyber Joe's right there with him. On 5 laps off, they should be dropping off around now.
Let's see what happens. Will he send it down the inside? No, he doesn't. He waits for the DRS assistance. Smart move. He'll probably get way better traction. Not particularly, but good enough. As we see Rick now, also just 2/10 behind Jamie. Sounds like an easy overtake is coming with the assistance of DRS. As Cyber Joe hunts down Verify, who's dropped off the DRS gap. And here
Rick
comes
is already
Cyber Joe.
past.
Way before the braking zone too. This seems to be a cat-mouse game that will go on for quite a few laps between Rick and Jamie, as Licks now enjoys a 3.5 gap. Let's see, as Oliveira and Josh battling side by side, with Josh getting the best of it. However, he is now almost a second adrift from Gleaming, who's still hunting down Verify. That's the thing. Rick and Jamie now know that if they want the lead, they can't be holding each other up too much. So they know that the best way to overtake without losing time is on that DRS straight. So maybe they're just switching positions, waiting for Lix's softs to drop off and then hunt him as a pair. Maybe get themselves back into the win discussion.
We did see Rick's soft tyres on lap 8 on around 60%.
Exactly.
And punctures can occur soon after that. So we might see Licks with a puncher if he doesn't come in. Could be quite a spectacle.
And here comes Jamie again. Up Gradient, through Eau Rouge. DRS open. And Rick is not gonna make life difficult for him. Slots into the slipstream as quickly as possible, as we see Verify being overtaken equally by Gleaming, breezing past with the DRS. Oliveira and Josh very close, but not close enough, and things stay as they are. Verify getting very close to Gleaming, but Verify really not liking these medium set for some reason.
And we now see Cyber Joe's within a second of Rick. So he could enter the battle at some point.
Indeed, indeed. But we also see Jamie now 2.8 seconds away from Lix.
But let's not forget, Jamie and Rick both have 3 seconds of penalties.
Ooh, true. True. Completely forgot about that, honestly. I will ride with Oliveira now, as he keeps battling Josh Hummel for basically the 6th straight lap. And he sends it down the bus stop chicane inside. Oh. Not super controlled, but he gets the job done. And Rick prepares to do another overtake on Jamie even before the DRS activates. As Cyber Joe
Seems like we're seeing a copy and paste every single lap.
As Verified, not as quick on Gleamy, but goes down the inside. But is sensical and does not make a reckless move, as Oliveira goes down the inside on Verify himself. As they go through together, Clean and Oliveira the McLaren gets the job done on Verify the Ferrari, who keeps tumbling down the order, now hunted by Josh Tomo.
Seems like Verify has so much understeer when he tries to turn into each corner.
Yeah, I wonder, let me see if he has any damage for some. No, he doesn't. If we take a look at tire wear, we see Rick with more wear than Lix with the softs. Rick must be using some sort of setup or driving very, very aggressively, because the Red Bull of Jamie only has 30%. So Rick really handling his mediums very, very aggressively, as I think Cyber Joe, no, as Lix does. Someone did Rick set the fastest lap with a 45.1 on lap 19.
And now Jamie's going to get him back. We've seen this before on multiple occasions, probably about 7 laps in a row.
As we see Josh now on Verify, but Josh really does not have the top line speed, the straight line speed, but they touch and Josh is round. Does not break his wing.
He might get in David's way here.
He doesn't. Yeah, that it was a very slight touch, but when you're on that curb, a slight touch becomes a very big touch. Interesting to see what the stewards will think of that. I would say racing incident, but I don't know. I didn't see it with repetitions, as Jacobo now in 8th with his teammate in front of him.
We can now see that the gap's just 1.8 seconds.
And Rick retires! Rick is out of the race, and this is a safety car. A safety car that will not last more than 1 lap. This went
what
from...
happened with Rick?
He seems to have... he's still...
Seems like everyone's coming in for soft tyres.
From what I can see, this seems like going onto the curb and just somehow getting a snap of oversteer and into the wall. So this went from a locked out front row for Williams to a DNF. Sandstorm is banging his table like Toto Wolff right now. Disastrous Belgium Grand Prix.
In the lead.
And we now have Oliveira, Gleaming, Mama Zelda in the lead, all of them with 3-second time penalties, followed by Lix in 4th without time penalties on the softs.
And I think it was a good idea to stay out because there's only going to be one lap of racing, so...
Exactly.
So if Oliveira can keep them behind, he could win.
That's the thing. I don't think he's gonna be able to keep them behind though. Interestingly enough, there will not be any DRS for the rest of this race, I think. Maybe on the last lap. But overtakes won't be as easy, so Lix really has to make it work in the corners. Very interesting end to this race. I would still put my money on Lix, as Jamie behind him on the soft has 6 seconds and the medium runners in front of him at 3 seconds. Seems like that's how it will be. Josh Tomer down in 11th, David KB in 10th, David in 9th, and the 2 Ferraris in 7 and 8. Cyber Joe, the fuel risker, in 6th, and then we have the win contenders, let's say. Although 10 lap old mediums is pretty old, isn't it?
Yeah, and the safety car is in this lap, so it's a lap earlier than I thought it was going to be, so we're going to get 2 laps of racing.
So our telemetry says that Oliveira and Gleaming have around 38% wear on their mediums. Same for the Haas of Mama Zelda, effectively Alfa Romeo. And then the soft runners behind them with fresh softs. I don't think the trio will be able to keep Lix and Jamie behind them.
Especially with the penalties as well.
Yeah, even without DRS. I could see some moves happening in that difficult braking zone, but we will remove, as Oliveira seems to have gone already, and Gleaming once again taken off guard at the safety car restart. As Lix makes his move on the first of the trio, around Mama Zelda, and off he goes into 3rd. As Jamie tries to make a move on Mama Zelda before Radio does not work, has to wait. Works. Cyber Joe trying to make a move on Jamie with Mama Zelda's slipstream, and now who will get the slipstream? 3 wide into the last corner, the camel corner. Cyber Joe goes through, but Jamie tries to go around the outside. Mama Zelda has a bit of oversteer and is down into 8th. Jacobo gets 3 extra seconds. And Lix has way more traction than the guys in front. It will be very difficult to keep them behind him. But Cyber Joe now in 4th with the softs. Interesting to see what he can do.
And the Ferraris have both moved up 1 position each, but at a cost of 3 seconds to Jacobo. But Lix is on it. I think he's going to win this race.
We see Josh sizing up David, former teammate at Alfa Romeo, aka Charu Racing. As Lix, outside of the bus stop, turns into the inside for the left-hander. Gets the move done, a bit of touching with Gleaming, and the Aston Martin.
That has ruined Lix's chances. Oh no. Now Verify's looking to get past him as well.
Oh,
they might be going side by side up Radion here. Nope, he lifts off.
Verify thinks better of it. And Jamie now up into 3rd, making a move on Cyber Joe. But as I said, no DRS still for the last lap of the race. Jamie gets the move done on Cyber Joe, it seems, as Lix tries to gain back, because he knows he doesn't need to finish in front of Jamie, he needs to finish in front of Cyber Joe, the non-penalty runners. as Verify is back into contention for the podium.
Moved up one position each.
We will ride the whole lap with Licks to see who will get the win, Cyber Joe or Licks, Mercedes or the Haas driver.
We could see some desperate moves at the end of the lap here. Whoever's in front
yes, we could.
will win the race.
Will also be interesting because Cyber Joe will get a very good slipstream from Jamie and Oliveira, as there's a yellow flag. David seems to be off, but we will stay with the leaders. Jamie on the outside of Oliveira up in front. Licks has to make a move, a dive bomb down the inside of Cyber Joe. How does Cyber Joe defend? He defends on the inside, but Licks gets the inside. It's a bit of bumper card, and Licks in short time. Cyber Joe retires 50 meters before the finish line, and this is madness.
No. He was gonna come second place, and he's just crashed on the line.
And Licks, congratulations! Licks has won the Belgium Grand Prix, the first race after the break week, with the insane last lap after a safety car restart. Cyber Joe does not finish the race, not because of not enough fuel, but because he retires with a DNF, a crashed car on the finish straight, after Licks sending him a bit wide. I don't know. I don't want to be controversial, but what a race, Callum. What a race.
And Verify actually finishes second, so that's a great last lap from him.
So we have Licks, Verify, Oliveira manages to keep third, even with those 3 seconds. Josh Tomo in fourth, Jacobo fifth, KB sixth. And what happened to Jamie?
I'm not sure. Where is he? I'm on the podium right now. Oh, P5.
Jamie P5. Oh, because he had 6 seconds. True, he had 6 seconds. Wow. That was quite intense at the end. With Cyber Joe and Licks having to defend for or attack for the win. Very interesting. Double DNF for Williams. Wow. Fastest lap for Josh Thomas with a 43.7. And Licks winning the race from 17th on the grid.
Wow.
That is very impressive.
Cyber Joe, he went from winning the race to out of the race in a matter of seconds.
I wonder whether he got oversteer or whether he just couldn't get back onto the race line, because we know that after the bus stop, the protective barriers kind of like narrow the off-track part. So I wonder what happened there. A replay would have been nice. But who would you say was your driver of the day?
Well, it's got to be Licks. Just from how far back he came and to win the race. That was just insane from him.
I would have to agree. He started on the mediums, right?
He did.
I think he and Cyber Joe started on the mediums, and that seemed to be the best strategy. But Licks had insane speed, faster than Rick. Rick struggled at his home Grand Prix, by the way.
Retired in both of them in Division 2 yesterday as well.
Ooh. Yeah, we will not get a good tweet gen from the Williams team principal, but we will have a very good one from the Haas with KB in 6th and Licks in 1st, Ferrari in 2nd and in 7th. Jacopo not having a good race, trying the hard strategy, but then being disadvantaged by more safety cars than any of us expected. I think
obviously Ferrari are going to gain a lot in the championship on Williams.
Yeah. And now if we it's Oliveira's second podium, by the way. Congratulations to him. Who made the most overtakes? I have KB with 23 overtakes. play verified with 21 overtakes. I think KB had 23 overtakes, and I think he has done the most overtakes. Wow, what a race. Callum, anything else that you want to add?
I'd just like to say that I've seen the Champions League final has been delayed as well, so that's great news for everyone.
Delayed for what reason?
I'm not sure, but it just came up on my football app.
Well, the gods of football and F1 have rained on us. We were provided with a very good race. Callum, thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box. I hope we can do this again. Viewers, I hope you liked it. I would say driver of the day. I can't say anyone else but Licks. It would just be ridiculous saying anyone else. He did everything superbly. Good overtakes, clean drive. He also had that moment with Gleaming, which could have ruined his race. But overall, we had more safety cars than expected, but we were provided with some good racing, good battles, and good battles throughout. There weren't any huge gaps. So I hope everyone liked it. It was a good race right after the break week. We will be here next week for... What is the next race? The next race is Netherlands on the 4th of June, Zandvoort. Very, very tricky track. Difficult to overtake. But we will see you next week. Yeah. Thank you very much. Tune in on Thursday and Friday for Division 3 and 2. And we will see you next week with Formula V. And by the way, we wanted to say happy birthday to Formula Virtual. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary on the 25th of May, which was the past Wednesday. Thank you for everyone who's been following us in this last year. Thank you for being part of our journey. And yeah, I will say good night. Enjoy the Champions League football. May the best team win.